Hi guys, welcome to Engelgeist. This is Dan. Um, Thank you for tuning in. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. Your subscriptions mean the world to me. If you're interested in subscribing to the channel, please feel free to go over to patreon.com and search Engelgeist. Choose a subscription level. You'll get the daily forecast over there a day early. There's also special readings that are only available over there. This is the daily forecast for the greater collective. Therefore, I use broad, sort of sweeping terms when describing the forecast. Sorry, I got to put last week's rocks back in the grounding stone bag. Then we have options and access to all of them. Okay. So if anything fits, great. Utilize it best way that you see fit. If it doesn't, that's okay. Nothing's wrong or broken. If you make any personal decisions in your day-to-day life after having watched this video, know those decisions and choices are yours, your responsibility only, and always never take what I say over that of a professional in their field, like a doctor, lawyer, or therapist. Okay. I'm running behind today. I went out and I ventured out to the supermarket today after all of this craziness with the weather. The supermarket was a mess, let me just say that. So, let's get into this. This is for the forecast for the 21st through the 27th, which will be the full moon. We'll be ending on the full moon, I believe, in Scorpio? Oh, Jesus. Woman in Scorpio? Oh, God. That'll be a fun day. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's see what's going on and what the cards want us to know. All right, so the beginning of the week. We've got the Hierophant. All right, we have yet to see him. Beautiful card. I love this Hierophant card. It's gorgeous. This is about social constructs, usually. It's about higher learning, knowledge. It can be spiritual knowledge. It can even indicate marriage at times. It's usually institutions, things like colleges, higher learning, that sort of thing. Being an authority. I see the Hierophant sometimes as being an authority or taking a seat or a position of authority, maybe offering guidance or help to others in the early part of the week. We might be a little bit of a beacon in this early part of the week. We might be able to give people insight, guidance, that sort of thing, or we'll be taking that role within our own life, just within ourselves. Hierophant is associated with, is it Taurus or is it Virgo? I can't remember. Shit, but it is an earth sign. I know that. It is major arcana, so I feel like we're going to feel like the beginning of this week should be stable. It should be in control, would be a feeling that I would get from the Hierophant. There could be some judgments or awarenesses that we need to pay attention to with the Hierophant. He's always fair. That's kind of my feeling with him. But there's a social construct. There's a, not necessarily like a fitting in, but having to do the right thing kind of aspect with the Hierophant that we might want to be aware of this week in the early part of the week. Making the right decisions. I think that big decisions could be being made for some of you. That would be the significance of this being a major arcana card. I love the star at his chest right over his heart. Right, he sort of shines in his wealth of not only his intellectual knowledge, but also in his emotional knowledge too. Right, so we want to be feeling self-assured, feeling authoritative, feeling like a light or a guide for ourselves or those around us in the early part of this week, and doing so in a very profound, impactful way. Now let's see what his clarifiers are. We have this damn Prince of Discs. So again, more grounded energy, that discs energy, the airy aspect of Earth, right, is how this Prince works. We're moving forward with, I hope, in a grounded manner, but with it sort of our thinking first, being smart about what we're thinking about. That would also indicate in the Hierophant's energy. There's a definitely, I would say for some of you, this would be a really good time to plan, right? To lay plans and to do so intelligently. These two working together give me this really good, protected, sort of balanced Heavy vibe. Okay, we have the Aeon. The Aeon, what is that? That's number 20. Is that like the universe? Let me just double check this. One sec. That may be the universe. This could be a really bang on beginning of the week. I just want to see what the Aeon represents, because that looks like it's the last card of the deck of the major arcana. No, the Aeon. What the Aeon? Closure, resolution, definitive action. Well, definitive action definitely I see in that Prince of Discs. I also see definitive sort of, ness in the Hierophant. Oh, the Aeon is like judgment. It's like the judgment card. Okay. And we have Horus there. So there's definitely like wisdom, knowledge, awareness coming on for us in this early part of the week. I just want to see what the last card, and then we have the Tower. Oh, shit. All right. So, out of the 4 cards in the early part of the week, 3 of which are major arcana, that Tower to me is not a bad thing. That Tower is usually a bad card, right? It's not a card that anybody looks forward to. But I feel like with the strength of the previous 3 cards, whatever is shifting or changing, we have the strength, the steadiness, and the steadfastness to sort of be in the calm amidst the storm. Does that make sense? The Judgment card, or the Aeon, to me would be about also allowing our more sort of spiritual self to come in, our higher self to come in, to tap in with the earthiness of the Hierophant and the Prince of Discs, who wants to move forward, who wants to be intelligent about whatever it is that we're dealing with, whatever it is that we are making decisions around. We might have to find some things are falling apart around us as we are making these decisions in the early part of the week, but that's okay. I think that, the Tower is always this sort of transformative card that even though it might be through adversity and pain or upset or discomfort, we always end up on the opposite side of it. It's always a change that usually needed to take place regardless. Does that make sense? Like, it was something maybe we wouldn't have put into effect on our own free will, but when it happens to us and it's sort of happening around us or we're within it, we can't necessarily see the positive implications of it until after the fact. But what I feel like when I'm looking at these 3 cards in front of it, we can actually handle ourselves with a lot of composure, with a lot of faith, with a lot of measured intelligence. Those are the things that I'm getting from these 3 cards previous. Let's look at the midweek card. The midweek card is the Ace of Discs. So this would be about new beginnings. This would be about financial windfalls, things that are come out of the new opportunities that could be coming in the financial sector, in our material sector, whatever is being destroyed possibly for some of us in that Tower, or whatever decisions we're making to move away from something or to depart from something. That Tower could be like the quitting of a job. The Tower could be the falling apart of a relationship. Whatever that is, the Ace of Discs brings this newness with it, right? This opportunity where we get to ask ourselves, okay, what is it that I want? How is it that I want to move forward? I love that it's a disc card in the sense that we still have that sort of grounded composure, that singularity of purpose, is being an ace, right? The focus is on us and what we want, or how is it that we're going to best utilize this new beginning or this new possibility that's being made available to us. Let's look at the clarifiers. We have the Magus, the Magician. Again, major arcana, very much about creative energy, utilizing all of our assets to the best of our ability. Sometimes the Magus or the Magician can have a little bit of a self-centered feel to it. I don't get that with this card. With this card, the art very much feels like he is in the center enjoying what's going on. He is in the center being creative, utilizing not only sort of his the intelligence that he has, but also sort of the creative spirit of our own soul, our higher self. It's kind of what we see here in the beginnings of this week, even if we're facing adversity through this Tower. The Hierophant, the Prince of Discs, that's that intellect and the sort of earthiness coming together. Then the Aeon brings in that spirituality. Well, by midweek, hopefully we've really adapted and got them working like a well-oiled machine, and that's where the Magus comes in and starts working. We have the Knight of Swords, This would be about a quick moving intelligence, maybe not necessarily how do I want to say this? Not dwelling on anything for too very long, right? Not overthinking things, like taking action, having the thought, taking the action, right? There is a bit of an impulsiveness with the Knight of Swords, and I can also sense that impulsiveness a bit in the Magician. But whatever it is that we are doing, or whatever decisions we are making in our lives, and wherever we are moving, I feel like it's there's a success, or like an opportunity to sort of adapt to the decisions as we make them, and make them work for us. And then we have the Six of Discs, which is success. We saw this card last week too. So these weeklies have been coming out rather positive. I like what I'm seeing here. Whatever it is you guys have been mulling about, thinking about, trying to decide about doing, this may be the week to actually really start to not only put those plans into effect and begin to take action and move towards them, but also, allowing anything that doesn't serve you or isn't working for you to fall to the wayside, even no matter how disruptive it may be. Let's look to the end of the week and see what the end of the week is. All right, so this is the weirdest card ever. This is the Lust card, but to me, this is Strength. And again, we have Major Arcana. This is this deck's Strength card. I'm going to take it as this. I love the warm tones of this card. I love the sort of the fact that the lion and the woman are together. There's almost even a weird sexual nature to it. I don't think that that's so important, but there is this piece to this. He calls this card Lust. This is supposed to represent the Strength card. I think that this is the energy of Leo and that of the Sun. Again, it speaks to that idea of having what it is we want, understanding how we're going to go about getting it, understanding we have the wherewithal and the ability to go about getting it. I would say the lust factor comes into, is it like, what is it that we truly deeply desire? And really looking at that and being excited by that, being challenged, not challenged, but being up for facing the challenge or overcoming the challenges that might present themselves in an effort for us to get what it is that indeed we do want. Now, we have, again, that Ace of Discs. So, this new beginning, there's something happening very new for us. We see it reflected in both of these. This Strength here is about the Strength card being clarified by the Ace of Discs that we see here as the main card for the midweek. This is about standing in our belief of that is what indeed what we want and committing to it on some level. Committing to the desire for it, committing to not allowing fear to get in our way, not allowing anything to sort of get in our way, fear of success or fear of failure. No, it's just about, this is the path, this is what I want, this is what's been presented to me. Oh, Jesus. Then we have the Hierophant. What is going on with these cards? So what I explained in the beginning of this reading is coming back to us at the end of the week. We need to stay grounded in that sort of, we have the education, we have the awareness, we have the intelligence, we have the smarts to make this thing happen. For each one of you, this thing is going to be something different, right? We may need to, dismantle a few aspects of our life. That would be the tower. That could be a bit uncomfortable, but if we take it and we move with it, we will be pleasantly surprised. We have all of the skill set to do so, right? And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is futility. We've seen this card a few times this week. Seven of Swords is kind of the liar, cheater, stealer card. My feeling with that is it's a sort of a warning about, don't allow others to get involved. Don't allow self-doubt thoughts to get involved. I kind of feel like that Seven of Swords, it's not that nothing's futile here. We don't want to be fighting against ourselves. We don't want to be allowing sort of, whatever that tower moment might be, or whatever that dismantling needs to be or needs to take place, allow it to happen. I almost want to say force it to happen, right? And I'm not here to make these decisions for you, right? But if there's something that's going on, let it fall away. Almost I want to say fucking burn it to the ground. It's sort of the feeling that I get. The Seven of Swords indicates that don't lie to ourselves and don't allow ourselves to be lied to. right? The Hierophant, the Ace of Discs, the Strength card speaks to the fact that we have the ability to overcome anything that might be in our way, not telling us the truth, trying to stop us, even if it's our own self-doubt, right? We don't want to allow that to permeate this week. This week looks really beautiful and strong to me. Here is the grounding stone. I'm not sure. I think this might be moonstone. I'm not sure. But the word for the week is honor. And we can definitely see that honor in the Hierophant showing up twice in this reading. The Hierophant is about sort of higher learning, education, institutions, the right thing, social norms, doing the right thing for the right reasons. And I think that even if we're doing these for the reasons that are our own or for ourselves, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Honoring ourselves first and foremost, and then turning around and honoring others. Actually, to be honest, honoring ourselves really is honoring others around us, because we end up in a better position to see people in a sweeter light or in a more kinder way. We're able to be, when we're honoring ourselves, we're able to be more compassionate and honor others, right? So this would be the theme or the idea that we would want to ground in today or this week is where is our belief in ourselves, and how are we acting on that belief? What are we giving ourselves? How are we pursuing our goals? When things begin to sort of not go our way or fall apart, how are we reacting to that? Are we doing it from a place of honor and respect and excitement of what's yet to come? Or are we doing it from a space of fear, worry, and clinging on too tightly? Because there's no honor in that behavior. That is your forecast for the day. I hope that, or for the week. I hope that makes sense. Well, it'll be interesting to see how these unfold and build throughout this week. Please leave me a comment if you have a question or want to share. I greatly appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this reading. And I look forward to seeing you guys. And hit subscribe too. And I look forward to seeing you guys this week to see how this all builds. All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.